Good evening. Myself, Dr. Shalini Vijay. I'm a consulting obstetrician and gynecologist. And today I'm going to talk about thyroid and pregnancy. Thyroid problem, it is very, very common even before the pregnancy and during the pregnancy. I know this topic is very, very important for you also because whenever any women they are planning for the pregnancy, and if they are having the thyroid before the pregnancy or if they are taking any medication, they are always worried about the is there is any complication during the pregnancy or either there's any possibility of infertility that might be the difficulty in the conceiving and all. So I'm going to cover about the hypothyroid and hyperthyroid, both the thyroid, because there's a two types of thyroid. One is little hormone level is on the higher side, and one is the hormone level is on the lower side. That is called the hyperthyroid. Why it is important to talk about the thyroid during the pregnancy? Many patients they are having the question in mind, and when they are coming and we are doing the routine checkup during the first trimester, they detected with a little bit of higher TSH value or thyroid value. So the question is in their mind, ki, doctor, previously I was not having any thyroid problem, and how suddenly in pregnancy I am detected with the thyroid. You are absolutely right. There is no possibility that you are having the thyroid. But during the pregnancy, there's a physiological changes, and that causes the alteration in the thyroid level because of increased thyroid binding globulin and estrogen stimulation of thyroid binding globulin. And because of that, there is a changes in the thyroid. So plasma iodine level in decrease due to the fetal iodine use, because during the pregnancy, especially in the first trimester, fetal development is totally depend on the mother, because in the first trimester baby doesn't have any thyroid gland. So it is going to the baby, whatever iodine is there in the mother is going to the baby and increase the maternal clearance through the kidney. So increase in the thyroid gland, almost 15% increase in the thyroid gland size during the pregnancy. And that is the reason why your thyroid is altered or rises during the pregnancy. So how it changes if there's a pregnancy and if there's no thyroid, there's no rise in the TSH value, no rise in the free T3, T4, total T3 and total T4. But if you are having the hyperthyroid, in the hyperthyroid, most of all educated people, they know about the TSH value. So suppose if your thyroid level it is on the lower side, it means you are having the hyperthyroid. When there's a T3 and T4 is on the higher side, in the hypothyroid, TSH is on the higher side, but T3 and T4 is on the lower side. So it depends which type of thyroid you are having, depends on your blood test. When in the first trimester, whenever you are visiting to the doctor, all the doctors doing the routine antenatal investigation. It's include hemoglobin, urine, HIV, HbA, sugar, along with there's a T3, T4 and TSH. With this, we can detect either you are having thyroid or you are not having the thyroid, because many patients, even they plan the pregnancy, they are not planning pregnancy, they conceive, and they never did the thyroid in their before the pregnancy, because till now they were not having any problem related with their periods or conceiving or anything. And suddenly during the pregnancy, they detected they are having very much uncontrolled thyroid. So it is very important to check the thyroid during the pregnancy, either your thyroid is in control or not. So how it is going to affect? It's how important it is, because as you know, most of patients, once you conceive, you are taking the healthy diet, you are taking care of you are taking lots of nutrition and all, but we usually forget about the very important thing which is going to affect the baby is the thyroid hormones, iodine and all. So fetal thyroid, how it will act, begins concentrating iodine at 10 to 12 weeks of the pregnancy. So in the early first trimester, baby needs that iodine, that is for the growth of the baby brain and the nervous system. It is controlled by the pituitary TSH by the approximate of the 20 weeks of your pregnancy. It is not changed. Excuse me, just a minute. So, what are the symptoms? Because it's very difficult to diagnose the thyroid during the pregnancy. Why it is difficult? even non-normal person also, because the symptoms are so mild, especially in the hypothyroid. First, I'm going to talk about the hypothyroid, then we will go for the hyperthyroid. So, because the symptoms or sign of the hypothyroid, you can say it's almost similar to the pregnancy complaint, like fatigue, that is very common in pregnancy also. Like most of the time, you are feeling sleepy, you are feeling very weak, constipation, cold intolerance, muscle cramps, insomnia, you are not able to sleep properly, or either you are sleeping too much. Both the symptoms are there. Weight gain, hair loss, carpal tunnel syndrome, some voice changes if you are having the goiter or swelling in the thyroid gland, or intellectual slowness, means the power, working power, it's bits on the slow, thinking power is bit slow. So whenever patient is suffering from this symptom, we all know this symptom is also very common in as soon as you conceive. Most of patients, they are complaining all these symptoms. So it is very difficult to detect either you are having the thyroid symptom or either you are having the normal pregnancy symptoms. So, what are the sign? How looking at the patient? It's very rare. This symptoms is there when the thyroid is really uncontrolled, like periorbital edema. Sometimes patients are complaining they are having the pedal edema, ankle edema. Sometimes swelling around the eyes, dryness of the skin. There's a swelling to the neck. That is where we are having the thyroid gland into the neck. There's a swelling, and prolonged relaxation of the deep tendon reflexes. So, what are the risks to the mother, to the baby because of the thyroid? Because if you are having the thyroid prior to the pregnancy and you never checked, and suppose if you are not able to conceive, there is a possibility of infertility. Patients, they are coming, they are not able to conceive when they are going for the routine investigation, when they are asking, go for the thyroid, hemoglobin, or some few blood tests, hormone tests, they detected with the thyroid. So thyroid is the hormone. It is very important, especially for the women, to regulate all the hormones, especially the menses, or this will help in the fertility and the pregnancy also. So lead to infertility. If you conceived and you are not aware that you are having the thyroid, there is a possibility of spontaneous abortion or miscarriages. Possibility of the preeclampsia. Preeclampsia means your blood pressure is higher during the pregnancy. Placental abruption, separation of the placenta before the delivery of the baby. It means there's a possibility of the bleeding. Low birth weight baby, prematurity, because if you are having any complications related with the thyroid, there's a possibility that we have to deliver you early, and there's a possibility of prematurity, sometimes unexplained death of the baby inside the uterus, or either at the time of the birth, that is a stillbirth, or impaired neural development of the baby. This is all the risk to the fetus because of the thyroid. So, like how it is going to affect the baby? Higher incidence of the low birth weight baby. Why low birth weight baby? Baby weight, usually standard weight we consider almost 2.5 or more than 2.5 at the 9 month. But if baby weight is on the low side, like suppose 2 kg or lower than that, then we call the low birth weight baby. So it's due to medically indicated preterm delivery. Suppose if your blood pressure is high because of the thyroid, or if you are having any risk of the abruptio, placenta separation, in this case we have to deliver you early. So the like preterm delivery or preeclampsia or abruption, this is all the reason we have to deliver the baby, and there's a chances of the low birth weight baby or preterm baby. Iodine deficiency, hypothyroid, suppose one is the pregnancy related because of the physiological changes. But if your thyroid is because you are not taking the proper nutrition, your diet is deficient in the iodine, in that case there's a congenital creatinism in the baby. Growth failure, mental retardation is also very common in the baby. Mother who is not taking care properly during the pregnancy, or they are not taking any medication if they are having the hypothyroid, or other neuropsychological deficit, that is also common due to the thyroid. So now, if you detected with the thyroid, the question is it safe to take the medication if you are having the thyroid? Either it is going to affect the baby or no, or either it is going to affect the baby. So, to just give the information to all the thyroid medicines, especially the first of all, I'm talking about the hypothyroid. All the hypothyroid medicines, we have to give the levothyroxine, that is the thyroid hormone, to the patient. If your TSH, it's on the altered value, to bring it in normal level. To this will help to for the growth of the baby and to control your thyroid. So it is absolutely safe if you are taking the thyroid medicine, because it is, in fact, it is beneficial for the baby. So suppose if you are not taking the medication, there is a possibility of lots of complication, or to the baby and to you also. Suppose if you are taking the thyroid medication, you have to adjust the doses every 4 weeks. You have to go for the TSH or T3, T4 testing and check it. Either these doses are sufficient, or either you have to repeat the test. You have to repeat the test again, and still if it's uncontrolled, then we have to increase the doses, or if it's under control, we have to increase the doses. Check the TSH every trimester. Suppose if your thyroid is well controlled, but you are taking some medication, better check the TSH in each trimester, first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester, to check that whatever medication you are taking, it is more than sufficient to control your thyroid. This previously was about the hypothyroid, and I think it's most common is the hypothyroid, where TSH value is high and we have to start the medication. But still, almost you can say the 0.2%, not very frequently, but 0.2% of the pregnancies, they are having the hyperthyroid. This is a little much risky compared to the hypothyroid. And we have to, in this case, we have to monitor the mother also, not only the baby, because in the hypothyroid, mostly the effect is on the baby, a few effect on the mother. But in the hyperthyroid, it will affect the baby as well as the mother. So if your TSH is on the lower limit, there's a particular criteria is there in all the trimester, and the report is already, whenever you are getting the report from the lab, they are also having their cutoff value. So normally from 0.1, you can say 0.1 to 3, we consider normal thyroid value. If your TSH is less than 0.1, or if it is more than 3, we considered altered TSH value. In that case, you have to consult the doctor and you have to follow the instruction regularly. So hyperthyroid, it occurs in 0.2% of the pregnancies, and grave disease that is very common due to hyperthyroid, 95% of the cases. So how you can detect, or how you can check that either you are having the hyperthyroid or not? It looks like most of patients, they are very nervous. They are getting the tremors in the hand. Sometimes the heartbeat is very high. They are complaining palpitations, or sometimes they are feeling like the heartbeat is too high. Frequent stool. They are passing the motion very frequently. They are going to 2-3 times washroom. This is one of the symptoms. Sometimes sweating, heat intolerance. They are not able to tolerate the heat. It's very common. Weight loss, because in the hyperthyroid there is a weight gain. But patients who are having hyperthyroid, the weight is on the lower side. They are having the goiter, there's just some swelling into the neck. Insomnia, palpitation, sometimes hypertension, leg. Sometimes some little changes are there in the eye, and the peritibial mixed edema. Mixed edema means there's a swelling on the in front or below your knee. This is called the peritibial mixed edema. So, like then again, symptom and sign like nausea, vomiting. It's very common. It's there in the pregnancy, in the hyperthyroid also. But if patient is vomiting too much, the excessive vomiting, when there's a hyperemesis gravidarum, you can say the whatever you are taking, even if you are taking water and if it's coming out, always better check for the thyroid. Weight loss, nervousness, heat tolerance, insomnia, breathlessness, fatigue, and anxiety. What are the signs that we can check? Like you are having the swelling into the neck, your eyes is looking big, that is called exophthalmos. Any swelling below the knee, increase your heart rate. If your pulse, if your resting pulse, not working pulse, resting pulse is more than 100 always, it is one of the signs that might be chances that you are having the hyperthyroid. So now, what are the risks to the mother and to baby also? Fetal risk, early pregnancy losses. There's a possibility of increase the risk of congenital anomalies if untreated. Intrauterine growth restriction of the fetus, low birth weight baby, and the preterm delivery. That it was there also in the hypothyroid. But here there's a risk to the mother. If mother is detected with the hyperthyroid, and if she is not taking any medication, then it is not good, because there's a possibility, especially the hyperthyroid, directly it will affect the mother heart. So possibility of congenital heart failure, thyroid storm, and the possibility of the preeclampsia. So any patient, if they are having the hyperthyroid, they will definitely need the regular checkup during the pregnancy, not only with the gynecologist, even with the in the touch of the endocrinologist and physician to check that the ECG, their heart is absolutely okay. If needed, SOS 2D echo also in few cases. And if they're having too much symptom of palpitations or breathlessness, and they will need the extra medication, not only the thyroid, other medication also to control the symptoms. So like most common, how it is, why it is hyperthyroid, again, that I will discuss with you. There's a physiological change, but in few patients, if they are having underlying etiology, there is a possibility that they will develop the hyperthyroid during the pregnancy. There's few names that I'm not going in the deep in this side. Like if you are having any previous grave disease, the patient who's having the antibodies in their against the thyroid, this type of the patient, they are prone for the hyperthyroid. If you are having any adenoma or any swelling or multinodular goiter, this type of the patient, they are also risk for the hyperthyroid. So the TSH is depressed. It means your TSH is less than 0.1, but free T3 and free T4 level is on the higher side. This is the indication that you are having the hyperthyroid. So, what are the risk and neonatal effect of the hyperthyroid? Increase the risk of stillbirth, preterm delivery, intrauterine growth restriction, preeclampsia, possibility of the sometime heart failure, spontaneous abortion, it's very common, miscarriage, fetal thyroid hyperfunction or hypofunction caused by the antibodies. Suppose if some antibodies is crossed through the placenta, there is a possibility that it will affect the fetal thyroid gland also. So fetal goiter from excessive antithyroid drug treatment. Sometimes mother is taking antithyroid medicine. If it is excreted or if she's taking too many medicines, there is a possibility that it will affect the baby thyroid gland intrauterine, and there's a possibility of the swelling into the baby thyroid. Neonatal thyrotoxicosis and increased perinatal and maternal mortality because of hyperthyroid. So very important, because hypothyroid, in spite of that one, hyperthyroid is more risky for the mother and for the baby both. Decrease the IQ of the offspring because of excessive use of antithyroid drug. So because most of patient in their mind, they are having like, suppose if you are having the thyroid, the baby is going to be mentally retarded. It's not always like this. Suppose if you are having the thyroid, hypothyroid especially I'm talking, then hyperthyroid. If you are taking the medications regularly, if you are following the doctor's instruction properly, very unlikely that it is going to affect the baby mental development, or baby is going to be mentally retarded. But if you are not taking the medication properly, but still if your thyroid is on the borderline, so don't think the baby is going to be mentally retarded. There is a possibility that there is a slow development of the neurophysical development of the baby. Suppose if any baby is like, you can say the walking at the age of 1 year, might be chances this baby is going to be walk little later. This is called the little physiological delay in the development of the baby. But definitely, if you are not taking the medication, if your thyroid is really uncontrolled, there is a possibility of mental retardation in a baby. So, how we will treat to the hyperthyroid? Same thing. Suppose if you detected with the hyperthyroid, you have to take the medication. You have to be in touch with the endocrinologist and physician, which medicine is going to be safe and how much doses you will need during the pregnancy. So main goal that your thyroid should be in control, T3, T4 and TSH with the lowest possible dose, because in the hyperthyroid, there is a 3-4 medications, but all the medications are not safe during the pregnancy. It causes some congenital abnormalities in the baby. So few medicines are safe that we can do during the pregnancy. That is a propyl thiouracil, that is a PTU. This is the only medication that is safe, and this is the medicine we can do during the pregnancy. Otherwise, there's other 2 medicines, but that is not safe during the pregnancy. So PTU traditionally preferred, and it is used in the appropriate doses as prescribed by the doctor, and you have to take on the regular basis. So treatment of the hyperthyroid. Now, effect of treatment. Suppose if you are taking the medication, still many patients they are having the palpitations, heart rate is always on the higher side. In that case, sometimes they will need the beta blocker or other medicine to decrease their heart rate. Otherwise, it is risky for the pregnant women if heartbeat is going to the 120 or 130. It is dangerous for the mother. So they will need extra medications for that. And all the medications whatever you are taking during the pregnancy for the thyroid, even before the pregnancy, it is safe for the baby in even after the delivery. Suppose if you are breastfeeding and if you want to continue the medication, you can contact the doctor and you can continue with all the medications. So, message for this today. This is hyper and hyperthyroid. There's a two. There's other thyroid problems is also there, but I'm not going to talk about. It is like basic main problem is hypothyroid. That is almost, you can say, 30% women they are detected during the pregnancy. And hyperthyroid also it is very risky, so you have to be take care about it. And message for that, suppose if you are having any type of thyroid, now question is, doctor, how can I can prevent it, or either there's any prevention for the hypothyroid? You definitely you have to take the iodine rich diet, because this all we know this is because of the deficiency of the iodine in your diet. So nowadays, according to the government policy, iodine, like whatever salt we are getting in the market, they are all having iodine. Even iodine having in the many fortified foods, many foods is available in the market just having iodine in it. So you have to take little extra iodine during the pregnancy, because it is going to the baby. And suppose if you are not taking the proper iodine and the baby is getting iodine from you, so your iodine level is dropping, and that's why there is alteration in your hormonal level because of physiological changes. So very important that you have to follow the strict diet and take the all the medications regularly to prevent the complication to the mother and baby also. Thank you. That's it. And if you are having any questions regarding to any doubts, you are most welcome. Thank you so much. Yes. There is a question from one patient. If her thyroid TSH is high, and if I'm losing weight, which thyroid is that? Hypo or hyper? If your TSH is on the higher side, higher it means if it's more than 3, either you are pregnant or no. Because for non-pregnant lady, the cutoff is almost 4, but during the pregnancy cutoff, we consider almost 3. So suppose if your TSH is on the higher side, more than 3 or more than 4, it is in the range of hypothyroid. You are having the hypothyroid. But if you are losing weight, you have to check for other things also why you are losing weight, because most of time, 90%, the patient who's having hypothyroid, they are putting on the weight, but not always necessary that if you are having the hypothyroid and you have to put on the weight. But if your TSH is on the higher side, above the cutoff, it means 100% you are having the hypothyroid. Yeah, I think there's a patient is given the 11 is your TSH. Yeah, it is on the hypothyroid range. Your TSH is really on the higher side, and this is in the range of hypothyroid, not the hyperthyroid. But if you are losing the weight, that's why I'm asking you. If you are losing the weight, you check other things also, like other hormones. If you are having any, your hemoglobin is perfect, or any other reason why you are losing the weight, but your thyroid is on the higher side, that is a hypothyroid. TSH is on the 11, you are having the hypothyroid. I think it's clear. So thank you so much. And even if you are having any question later, you can post, and we'll be happy. I'll be happy to give your answers, any queries or anything. Thank you so much.